More innovation from iRobot. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from iRobot is Director of Product Management Warren Fernandez. Hi, Warren.
Hi, Fred. Thanks for having me on your show.
Well, great to see you. iRobot, as everyone knows, has pioneered the category of robotic vacuums, coined the word Roomba, which is part of our lexicon today. And this started, what, 3 decades ago now, Warren?
Yes, yeah, we've actually got more than 30 years of expertise in the industry. We have a tremendous amount of insight and knowledge there. And honestly, consumers continue to value and trust our brand, and we appreciate that so much. So we always want to make sure that we're honoring that trust and putting our best foot forward with each new product that we're releasing to them.
And no secret, I mean, you pioneered this category. In the aftermath, lots of competition, which is to be expected always. And you are really stepping things up now to a new level of, I suppose, innovation, sophistication with this latest robotic vacuum that you're announcing. Give us the overview. What's it called and what's new?
Sure. So the new product that we're announcing, it's called the Roomba Combo 10 Max plus AutoWash dock. And I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but what it's really designating is, first of all, our most capable, smartest robot to date. It's got incredible vacuuming and mopping capabilities, but it's also the smartest robot that you've ever seen us put out. It's going to do an amazing job of visually detecting dirt and debris throughout your home, knowing where it needs to really focus its energies to give you the best possible cleaning. And again, do so in a really seamless two-in-one manner, whether it's vacuuming your carpets and rugs or mopping the tile and the hard floor throughout your home, flexibly going from one mode to the other. We really have a robot that is capable of doing it all. And we marry that robot with our first ever AutoWash dock, which is really going to give you some really great dry and wet autonomy capabilities. What I mean by that, it's a hands-off experience. You're going to get 60 days of dry debris automatic empty capability. And we've now got the option to allow the dock to not only refill the robot itself with water or mopping solution, it can automatically wash and dry the pads of the robot as well. What this really means for the end user, Fred, is that it's going to be totally hands-off. They've got an incredibly powerful and intelligent robot. It can automatically and do custom cleaning throughout your home. And again, the dock itself is going to be just as smart as the robot, and it's going to be capable of washing the pads, drying the pads, and keeping that robot in a really ready-to-use state.
It seems to me that one of the things that you're doing here is you're mimicking what a good human would do when mopping. First of all, if it sees something stuck on the floor, you're gonna put some muscle behind it to clean it, and you're not going to go from the bathroom to the kitchen necessarily without cleaning the mop. And you have
Absolutely.
the intelligence to do all this. Tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So first and foremost, yes, we actually have a feature that's called Smart Scrub, and you hit the nail on the head. One thing that we often do as a robot maker is we really actually ask ourselves, what do humans do really well, and how can we have our robot emulate that motion, right, or that behavior? And in this case, the paradigm thinking here was imagine a human scrubbing a floor and you're going to tend to scrub back and forth. You're going to be applying pressure. You're going to be applying that physical agitation, right, as you move your hand back and forth. And our robot is able to do the same thing. So when Smart Scrub is enabled, and you can either have the system do so automatically or you can turn it on and off yourself, the robot is going to be able to do this very deliberate back and forth deep scrubbing motion to give you some best in class mopping results, right? But it's also important that the robot is able to reliably and safely get to every single place in your home where it needs to mop, and make sure that it is not dragging the mopping pad across carpets and rugs in the meantime, right? So our architecture also securely stores the mopping pad on top of the robot when it's not in use. This is something that's unique to iRobot, and we're incredibly proud of it. And what it means is, let's say, as the robot is going across a carpeted surface, maybe it's getting to that master bathroom, or maybe it's getting to a hallway bathroom, but it has to go through a carpeted hallway to get there. It's going to be able to securely store the mopping pad, get to the place where it needs to mop, deploy the pad, do that deep scrubbing motion, and again, get back to the dock, all in a really safe and reliable manner. So at the end of the day, it's all about just having a robot that simply works and giving the consumer confidence again that they've chosen the right brand and they've chosen the right product.
Well, tell us more about its ability to make a distinction between different rooms in the house and how it treats where it goes next, because the laundry room can be a mess with mud, or the bathroom, and it's not going
Absolutely.
to it's going to be smart about what it mops and when, right?
For sure. Yes. So our robots are definitely smart enough. First and foremost, they know which rooms are which in your home, which means that all you have to do is the first time you run a cleaning mission, sorry, a mapping mission throughout your home, the robot is going to automatically detect and recognize room type, right? This is important because your example is a perfect example. Let's say it's a laundry room that doubles as a mud room, and maybe you wash your dog in there and you've got, more dirt and debris on the floor than other places in the home. That's going to matter. You want the robot to know that, because then the robot can then say, you know what? I need to do a really thorough job cleaning in that room. Maybe I'm going to make extra passes when I do my cleaning. I'm going to use a bunch of water when I mop. I'm going to use that really intense smart scrubs mopping mode. But let's say then the robot after that is going to now go and clean your formal living room, right? First and foremost, you may not want to use the same cleaning settings in that formal living room. Maybe it's less water. Maybe it's less intensive mopping. Maybe it's a higher suction level on your vacuuming. You want a system that's smart enough to do that. And by the way, let's also say that as it was cleaning up that dirty mud room, kind of laundry room space, maybe it's got some dirt, right, stuck to the mopping pad. You don't want to drag that dirty mopping pad across the rest of your living room floors. So the robot is also now smart enough, our new Combo 10 Max specifically, to be able to go back to its dock once, very quickly wash its pads, and then proceed to go clean that living room. So you've got a product that, again, is smart enough to know what kind of room it is, what kind of cleaning settings I need to use in that room, and it's even smart enough to recognize if it should go back to the dock, wash its pads once before it then proceeds to clean the rest of your home.
Tell us about the dirty water tank. Now, it seems iRobot took its time in introducing this into a product, and there's a reason why you did that. Tell me about it.
For sure. So as an AutoWash dock product, what this means is water becomes a really important part of the equation. And water can do so much, right, for that cleaning experience. But water also necessitates, right, a certain level of maintenance. And so one thing that we felt was very important was to think not just about the specs and the features, but what is the user going to really be dealing with on a weekly, monthly, or even yearly type of basis, right? As they're using this product over time. So the notion here is that we have antimicrobial resins that we've selected for this product. What that means is it's kind of a fancy term, but it's simply saying we've chosen materials that help prevent the buildup of bacteria and other icky elements in the product, right? So I liken it to, let's say, like a tub in your bathroom. You're going to periodically need to clean your tub, even if you, the human, are taking a shower every day and the human is really clean. The tub also needs to be cleaned on occasion, right? And wouldn't it be great if the people that made that tub actually picked materials that helped combat the buildup of the bacteria? It doesn't mean that it removes the need for you to clean it, but it is going to make that cleaning job perhaps a bit less frequent, right? Or it's going to make it easier to do. And it's just one example of a thoughtful design touch that we really wanted to think about early on in our design work to make sure that we're giving the user the best long-term experience possible. So to your direct question, right, about that dirty liquid storage tank, that is something, yeah, that you're going to need to periodically empty out. You're going to want to periodically keep it clean. But what we've done is we've done two things. Number one, it's got those antimicrobial materials in it. So it's helping to fight the buildup of the bacteria and the biofilm and the other kind of icky elements that may develop over time. And then number two, our dock is smart enough to actually have an auto wash feature. So not only does it wash the robot, it can clean itself. It's literally like having a tub that is capable of washing itself. Wouldn't that be? I would like to have that in my own bathroom, to be honest. And so we've provisioned it in our robot. And with this new product, what you're going to find is, again, a really capable robot put together with an equally capable dock. And it's all about giving the consumer that wonderful long-term use experience.
That sounds like one of the key differentiators here for you. Tell us more about what your thoughts are about your advantages over or all the competition out there.
For sure. I think again, it's really about the sophistication and the depth of thought that we bring to this space, right? As Specs and features are incredibly important, Fred. We realize so many consumers, I myself, you, all of us, at the end of the day, we are each consumers. We're buying products, we're researching products, and it's a great way to really, at a glance, identify, okay, what is this product? What can it do? What can it not do? How does it stack up versus others out there? But you know what's also as important, maybe even more important, is the experience behind those features, right? So at iRobot, we really firmly believe it's not only about delivering those best-in-class features and specs, it's thinking deeply about the experience behind them, peeking around the corner, thinking about, the use cases that may be challenging over time. The consumer may or may not know about it. We know about it, and we want to ensure that we're getting in front of it and giving them the best solution that we possibly can. So I think that is going to reflect in the many numerous, just thoughtful features, right? Like a mopping pad that's securely stored on top of the robot, not on the bottom of the robot. So you don't have to worry once it gets wet or dirty and it's
Mhm.
driving back to the dock or driving to another room in your home. You don't want to have to worry about it, right? Getting your carpets wet or dirty. Another example might be the dock itself, right? Having a dock that is smart enough to know, when it needs to be kept clean, when the robot pads should be cleaned, the ability to know, hey, I just cleaned that dirty mudroom and maybe I want to clean my pads before I proceed to go on and clean the rest of the home. These are thoughtful features that we at iRobot really think about deeply. We provision them behind the scenes, and our ultimate goal is really to take as much of our robot's capabilities as possible and present them to the user in a really easily understood manner. So another thing with iRobot, you're very rarely going to see, probably never see, complicated setup required for many of our products. It's all about working out of the box, developing insights about your home over time as it's running its regular cleaning missions. And then once it's ready to dial in all those custom settings, you've got this incredibly capable product that, again, you, the user, did not have to do a bunch of fancy setup on. So it's all about those features, the experiences, presenting them in an accessible manner. I think we do a better job, honestly, than any other company out there of really balancing all those elements. And it's something that we're going to continue to do moving forwards.
Another thing that you're doing here is paying attention to design. I mean, in the old days, the vacuum was put away in the closet or maybe in the laundry room, something like that. These
Sure.
days, with a robotic vacuum, it's out there for all to see.
Yes.
And you've paid some attention to that.
That's true. Yeah, we call it, the notion is multifunction docks, right? So think of a dock that not only does your dry debris auto empty, but now you're adding water, right? So I've been talking about all the wonderful mopping things that our product can do. Well, these multifunction docks, they're incredibly capable, but you know what? You're right, Fred. You're going to be proudly displaying this dock, whether you want to or not, somewhere in your home, right? So this notion of being able to hide the robot under your couch or under a bed, you're not really going to be able to do that as the products get more and more capable. So our overall goal is to have a product that not only functions incredibly well, but it's a beautiful object that can actually blend in more like a piece of furniture. So again, a couple of quick examples of that. One example might be, think about the dock as a small end table in your home. And how might you want to use an end table? Well, you might want to put stuff on top of it, right? A plant or a picture or sunglasses. And believe it or not, the vast majority of products out there, you cannot do that with them. The top surface is not usable on many of the docks out there in the industry. We took a look at that and said, you know what? Again, let's think farther ahead. Let's think about the long-term use case. We have a top usable top surface, which means you can now start to use it more like a piece of furniture, right? It's also then about having a product that really looks like quality. It's not only built with quality, built to last, but it looks like a quality product as well. We've got a number of premium finishes, right? We have contrasting materials and colors in a neutral palette. It blends into any home. And again, it's usable like a piece of furniture. So it's all about having that seamless integration into the home itself.
Obviously, this kind of technology requires an investment. We'll talk about the price in a minute. But one of the things that you're also paying attention to is the ability to keep this going for years and the ability to replace uh, different components. Tell me about that.
For sure. So again, it's having the insights, which our engineers absolutely have. Our engineers and our designers work together to, first of all, think about the architecture itself. and what kind of modularity can you put into the architecture. So you're thinking about the serviceability long term of the product, right? So the serviceability in this case might be components that the user themselves is going to periodically access and replace, and ensuring that those products are clearly marked. They are intuitively put together. We even have design treatments, Fred, as subtle as we have dual cleaning rubber brushes. They give best-in-class vacuuming performance. Each of those rubber brushes actually has a unique shape at the ends of the brush, which means if you, the user, have just pulled out two rubber brushes, we did not want to have a situation where a user gets confused about which brush is which and which order they should be plugged back into the robot in. There's just very thoughtful and subtle treatments like that we put into it because it's all about ensuring that that long-term servicing and utility factor is there. But it's also material selection, right? So it's going to be knowing which elements of the robot, thinking about the potential failure points, running those studies, doing those assessments, and then saying, okay, I know for these particular materials, I want to select the highest strength and rigidity materials I can for the improved longevity of the product, right? Or perhaps it's the dock. I spoke earlier about the antimicrobial materials, right? It's things that combat the buildup of bacteria. It's making those thoughtful, quality decisions such that, again, when they're buying from iRobot, they can have confidence they're buying a product that's really built with quality, because we do want this to be a multi-year relationship. We're not just focused on the flash at the original point of sale or when they're making their first online purchase.
And of course, the software, the app that you use, your operating system, as you call it,
Yes.
there are continuous updates. Tell me
There
about that.
are. There are. So we have, we call it, perhaps unoriginally, it's called iRobot OS, and it is, as it sounds, an OS that is just like the ones on your smartphones or your computers. It gets better and smarter over time. And so with this new launch of our Combo 10 Max plus AutoWash dock product, we're going to be introducing some new features. Many of those features are focused around that pad wash experience. So again, we have something we call intelligent pad washing. It's the notion that the robot is now smart enough to recognize the different types of rooms it's cleaning, and giving you, the user, the option to say, you know what, after you go clean my bathroom, before you clean the rest of my home, please go back, wash your pads once. We provision that level of intelligence. It's also features present in the dock, right? Having a dock that is not only smart enough to clean the pads on the robot, but it's smart enough to clean itself. In addition to that, we also invest in the robot. We've got something we're calling enhanced dirt detect, which means the robot is going to do a better job than it ever has before, up to 8 times more frequently. It's going to be detecting with its camera those dirtier areas in your home. It will literally see them, recognize them, and know, hey, I need to go make a multiple cleaning pass in that area to really get the product thoroughly clean. So many of these features, right? We're first introducing them with this Combo 10 Max. And then over time, Fred, one other thing I'm very proud of at iRobot is that we always look for opportunities to not only release new features on the new robots, we will also look for opportunities to improve the functionality of our legacy fleet that's already deployed in the field. So, you, the user, maybe you bought a robot from us a year ago, and all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and see a new feature that we've provided to you at no additional charge. We're going to continue to look for those opportunities as well. So yeah, really excited about what our iRobot OS is doing and what it's going to continue to do in the future.
And smart home fans might want to know that you were going to be introducing the Matter standard.
That's correct. Yeah. So the Matter is the name of a next-gen smart home connectivity standard. And there are a number of leading companies across the industry, some really big names participating in this standard. It's got a number of different working groups. And so iRobot is actually, we were honored to be selected as the chair of what we call the RVC, or Robot Vacuum Cleaner Working Group. And what it means is we are working together with other leading companies and minds in the industry to define a standard that's going to help ensure that our products, in addition to other participants in that Matter standard, right, are going to play together really nicely, because these robots, right, particularly our products, incredibly capable, autonomous robots, right, in and of their own merits, but they could be part of a future next gen smart home ecosystem that's even more capable. And we want to be a full participant in that. So this new Combo 10 Max, we're going to be announcing the we're going to be releasing Matter compatibility in Q4 of this year. And then you're going to see us, introduce it across a broader range of products in 2025 as well. But again, really excited at what's to come there because there's going to be a lot of exciting use cases that start to light up not only things in the robot, but potentially light up experiences across other devices you may already have in your home.
Literally lighting things up, I think.
I think so. No pun intended, for sure. Yes.
So, bottom line, Warren, let's get to it. How much and when can we buy it?
For sure. So the product is going to be made available for pre-sale on July 23rd, and it's going to have retail and online sales availability from early August of 2024. Its MSRP is going to be $13.99. And again, we encourage anybody that's interested, please visit iRobot.com. You'll be able to learn a lot more about the product. Pick the product that's right for you. We've got a wonderful family lineup. This Combo 10 Max, I would tell you, is the most capable robot. It's sitting at the top of the pile there, but we do have equally capable sibling products in the lineup and would encourage anyone who's interested just to please go there, visit our site, do some research, and then you'll be able to buy with confidence.
Well, congratulations once again on the innovations. The site again, iRobot.com. Warren Fernandez, thank you so much for spending time with us.
All right. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it.